If Donald Trump and his henchmen can do this to one citizen from Maryland, they can do it to anyone. This comes up in the context of someone who is not a citizen, although can we all remember, the guy works in the construction trade, he's in a union, he's got 3 kids, he's married. This could be any of our neighbors, whether American citizen, one resident of Maryland, they can do it to anyone. And that means nobody's safe.
Trump's face when Elizabeth Warren pulled out actual facts was priceless, like watching someone who thought they were going to a pillow fight getting hit with a spreadsheet missile. In this video, we're breaking down the moment Warren turned Trump's usual name-calling game into a public roast session. Spoiler alert, when she brought receipts about his bankruptcies and job losses, his only comeback was more name-calling. Classic Trump move. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favour. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. When Elizabeth Warren started pulling out actual numbers about Trump's business history...
Pocahontas? Is that what you said? Elizabeth Warren? She is... No, she tweets a lot about me. Every once in a while I'll tweet. And when I tweet, not that many people are watching her tweets. When I tweet, they watch. I will say this, look.
Elizabeth Warren, she seems to have made it her job.
Who, Pocahontas? Pocahontas? Well, no, she's... Look, she is...
It's very offensive.
You tell me. Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry about that. She is a senator that's highly overrated. She's passed very little legislation. She has been a real disaster for a lot of people, including the Democrats, who frankly can't stand her, many of the Democrats. Just ask Hillary Clinton how she likes her.
His face turned redder than his tie. It was like watching someone get caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Except the cookie jar was filled with failed business deals. Warren didn't just wave her hands around making vague claims. No. She came with papers, charts, and specific cases that Trump couldn't just brush off with his usual fake news routine. She was basically the math teacher who catches you cheating on a test and then shows the whole class your wrong answers. The funny thing about Trump is he's built his whole personality on being this amazing businessman. But Warren took that image and shredded it like Trump probably shreds his tax returns. She counted off his 6 bankruptcies one by one, like she was reading ingredients on a really bad cake recipe. You want to hear something wild? Warren showed how Trump's Atlantic City casino lost over $100 million in just 1 year. $100 million. That's like setting a mountain of cash on fire. But get this, while his casino was tanking faster than his approval ratings.
100 days, 100 acts of corruption. Today I am reading into the congressional record 100 reports of corruption from Donald Trump's first 100 days in office. Trump and his administration have paved the way for the president, his top officials, and his billionaire buddies to personally feed at the trough of government corruption. Number 1, turn the White House into a Tesla dealership. Number 2, fired independent commissioners at the Federal Trade Commission.
Trump still paid himself millions in bonuses. That's our Donnie, making sure his wallet stays fat while everything around him crashes. Then there's Trump University, which Warren pointed out wasn't even a real university. It was more like a cardboard cutout of a school that cost students thousands of dollars for diplomas worth about as much as Trump's word. Students got nothing useful. Just like America after 4 years of his presidency. And Trump's response to all these facts? Calling Warren Pocahontas again. When you can't fight with facts, I guess you just act like a kid on a playground who ran out of good comebacks. Warren painted a perfect picture of Trump's business empire. It's basically a haunted house. Looks scary and impressive from far away, but get closer and you see it's just rotting wood and unpaid bills. The room got so quiet when Warren dropped her final bomb. Trump's businesses have gone bankrupt 6 times, and he's been sued over 3,500 times by contractors he just refused to pay after they finished their work. That's 3,500 working people who got the classic Trump treatment, all promises until it's time to pay up. Trump just sat there looking stunned.
Paid for the White House Easter egg roll by soliciting corporate sponsors who have business pending before the government. Punished former officials who opposed his 2020 election lies. Helped Trump's son set up a club. Pay $5,000 for access to Trump's cabinet.
For once, he couldn't tweet or yell his way out of his own messy history. When someone shows up with actual facts, all his business genius talk falls apart faster than a Trump casino. But Warren was just warming up. After roasting Trump's business flops, she went full detective mode on his moral failures. She basically did an ethics audit on a guy whose moral compass points straight to his wallet. Trump loves to act like he's fighting for regular folks, doesn't he? Warren tore that mask right off. She pulled out an actual list of Trump's buddies who've gotten cozy with prison guards. His lawyer, campaign manager, national security advisor, the whole gang. So much for drain the swamp. Trump didn't drain it. He filled it with his criminal friends and called it a luxury resort. Remember his big, beautiful tax plan? Warren showed how it gave the richest 1% more benefits than the rest of America combined. Trump told his supporters he'd make them rich, then handed all the cash to people who already have gold toilets. Classic Trump move, promise a steak dinner, deliver a half-eaten hamburger. The room got extra quiet when Warren showed how foreign governments book rooms at Trump hotels they never even use. It's like paying for your teacher's vacation.
You speak out, you do something Donald Trump doesn't like, you do something one of Donald Trump's henchmen doesn't like, boom, and you are disappeared. The point is to frighten everybody else. The point is to try to get everyone, when we talk about, we have the power to stop Donald Trump. We have the power. Sometimes each of us gets called on individually to get in this fight. And when that happens, you go, you do what you can, and you make change.
And expecting good grades. She pointed out this stuff actually breaks the Constitution's emoluments clause, but Trump treats the Constitution like the instructions that come with IKEA furniture, something to ignore completely. Then Warren dropped a real bomb. Trump owes hundreds of millions to foreign banks. So who's he really working for? If your boss owed millions to Russia, wouldn't you wonder if he's making decisions based on his debt rather than your paycheck? And that promise never to touch Social Security. Warren revealed Trump's talks with Elon Musk about possibly cutting benefits. Another Trump promise worth about as much as a diploma from his fake university. She even showed how Trump's environmental rollbacks helped his rich donors while regular people got dirty air and water. It's like he invited his friends to a buffet and told his voters to eat the leftovers from the trash. The final blow? Warren's audit exposed Trump has at least 25 active investigations against him, appointed industry lobbyists to regulate their own industries, and made policy decisions that put millions in his family's pockets. Trump just sat there, all defensive with nothing to say back. Because really, what can you say when someone brings actual facts? You can't fight spreadsheets with angry tweets and capital letters. Even Trump's caps lock couldn't save him from Warren's truth bombs. What Warren's takedown really shows is that Trump's biggest weakness isn't his weird hair or bad spelling. It's what happens when someone shines a light on his actual record. All his tough talk melts faster than an ice cream cone in his tiny hands. Next time Trump brags about being a business genius, just remember Warren's facts: 6 bankruptcies, thousands of workers left unpaid, and a friend circle that looks like a prison reunion party. This isn't just about politics, it's about expecting basic honesty from people who want power. When facts matter more than feelings, Trump's gold-plated fantasy world doesn't stand a chance against reality.